in the country I'm born in, we use 120 volts and 240 volts. It's split when it comes into the house or into a commercial building. And commercial buildings have 208 three-phase, and it's 120 volts phase to ground. And the house is 2 hot wires coming in rather than 3, and it's 120 volts phase to ground and 240 phase to phase. And we use a 14 gauge wire on 15 amps for lights and outlets, but most generally 12 is used for outlets, and 12 gauge is rated for 20 amps, and 14 gauge is rated for 15 amps. So it is very important to match the fuse or circuit breaker to the wire size that you are installing for both residential and commercial. And it doesn't matter if it's MC cable, conduit, or Romex. Okay, so here's the different wire sizes. This is 14, which is rated for 15 amps, and that is this blue fuse here. And this is 12, and it's rated for 20 amps, and that's this orange fuse here. And you match them up the same with the circuit breakers. You don't put more than 14 on a 15 amp breaker, and you don't put more than 12 on a 20 amp breaker. And these are called S-type fuse stats. They have the different size threadings on them. And this adapter, this one is for a 15 amp. And see the little barb there? When you screw that in, it locks it into the fuse box so that the homeowner can't go and put the wrong size fuse in. And if you look at the wire strippers, you'll see the smaller the number, the larger the wire. So you put 14 on 15 amps, 12 on 20 amps, and 10 on 30 amps. You don't put 20 or 30 on 14 because you can overload the wire and cause it to melt and start a fire. Now the problem with the plug fuses, the one here is an old 30 amp and this is a newer 15 amp. They are both interchangeable, and it would be very easy for the homeowner to put a 30 amp where a 15 should be. So I'll show you how this fuse stat adapter works and how to put it into a fuse box. Alrighty, so this is a little equipment fuse box here. It has no fuse in it because somebody can go ahead and put a 30 in. So we're going to put this 15 amp fuse stat in here. We'll put the fuse into the fuse stat adapter. And see that little barb there? That's what's going to catch on the inside of this socket. So when we screw this in, the homeowner cannot go and screw in a 30 amp fuse where a 15 should be. So most generally the 12 is yellow jacketed cable, and you don't put more than a 20 amp fuse on it. And 14 is the white colored jacket, and you don't put more than a 15 amp fuse on it. But sometimes the outer jacket could all be the same color, it all could be white. But I'm noticing that the newer wire, the yellow is 12, the white is 14, and the orange is number 10. With number 10, you don't put more than a 30 amp fuse or a circuit breaker on it. And here in the country I'm born in, Underwriters Laboratory writes the rules for electrical safety and also gas safety. Peace. Thanks for watching.